In today's episode, we're talking about the power of the positive thought. Just like in my last episode, the power of the negative thought, there is a power of the positive thought. But this positive thought, the power behind the positive thought, is very, very powerful. I would say that it's even more powerful than the negative thought. Because when you think a positive thought, that's when that manifestation comes. And that positive thought triggers a positive action. So whether you think a negative thought or a positive thought, your actions is going to follow. So once you think that positive thought, you start moving different. You start feeling different. Okay, yeah, we getting somewhere. Once you start moving different, you start seeing different results. And this positive thought, once you rewire your brain and you start thinking positive, you start seeing positive outcomes. And I know it can be easier said than done, but I'm like a optimist. Like I usually see the best situation out of everything. Like I'm not even joking. Like the people that know me, like I'm very, very positive. I'm a very positive person. I usually, whatever the situation is, I usually make something good out of it. Like I just think the best think the best outcome as possible, because that's what we should do. Think positive. That positive thought is very, very strong. It can lead to something you never even thought could happen just because you're thinking positive. And that ties back into law of attraction. It's divine law. Whatever you think or say, it has an impact on your emotions. And what other people say or think as well, what they say around you, it can have a negative or positive effect on you, because we're all like energies. Everything in this world is energy. People, everything, material stuff, it's all the energy. Whatever you put out in the world, you're gonna get back. You're gonna receive. Whatever you sow, you will reap. It's very, very simple. It's just a law. So, but this positive thought, just because you think a positive thought, doesn't mean that it's going to automatically manifest. I'm not going to say it's that easy, because it's not that easy. You have to honestly, genuinely believe that thought. Because if you like been thinking negative about I wish I had a new car. I can't even get no new car. But after you hear my episode, you instantly you change that negative thought to a positive thought and say, I'm gonna get this new sports car. I'm gonna get this brand new Corvette tomorrow. That's good. You made the first step. You made the first step of switching that negative thought to this positive thought. I'm proud. You made the first step. But it's always that but, isn't it? So, but you won't get that car unless you really genuinely believe that car is yours. You have to put some type of action behind it. It's not gonna just fall in your lap. So like I said, that positive thought leads to a positive outcome, which all starts from the action. So now when you change your actions, when that manifestation comes, you have to act upon it. You have to act on it. And that's whatever you put in, you get out. So make sure you're using your energy. Make sure you're investing into your energy. Make sure you're investing into your time. You're sowing into your time. Make sure it's positive things, because you can't expect to get a positive outcome and you're still doing negative things. What are you consuming on a daily basis? Are you consuming positive things? You need to make sure you're consuming your positive things. When I first meet someone, right, I know if they're a positive person or a negative person within like the first 5 minutes when I'm talking to them, because whatever they're talking, I know what kind of person they are, because whatever comes out their mouth, I know what they're consuming literally within the first 5 minutes. Because what a person talks, that's what they are. And it could be maybe the people they're hanging around that has the influence on them, which is why the way they think. That's why you also have to be very, very aware of what company you keep. In the Bible says bad company corrupts good character. That's deep. Let me say that one more time. Bad company corrupts good character. And it's very, very true, because you can mean well. You can have a really good character. And just because you hanging around someone, that's bad company, it's bad company, you shouldn't hang around them. Even though y'all might have a soul tie. And when I say soul ties, it doesn't mean relationship wise. It could mean from someone that you've been really good friends since elementary school. That's a soul tie. Y'all are very close. But if you know that this person, doesn't have the same goals as you, the same mindset as you, then I don't think it would really be smart to surround yourself around them, because they have an impact on you, which can affect the way you think. It can affect those positive thoughts, because if you're trying to think positive and the person around you, if they're thinking negative, y'all not in alignment. So eventually y'all gonna fall out. Or if you keep on hanging around them, then you just gonna fall right with them, and you're not gonna really grow. Hey look, the scripture says it, 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verse 33. Bad company corrupts good character. Hey, whatever I say, it's not coming from me. This is coming from the source himself, God. This is as true. This is divine law. It's law. So the positive thought is very, very crucial, and where I've gotten today in life, it all happened from positive thoughts. Like, no lie, like you can literally manifest something before it even hits the surface, all because of what you're thinking. That's powerful, isn't it? And no lie, it is so true. The positive thought is so, like, it's gotten to the point now that I don't even think negative thoughts anymore. Like, I mean, like, don't get me wrong, like, I'm not saying that a negative thought never pops into my head, but like majority of that thought, the majority of my thoughts, the most powerful thought that I have is mostly positive. It's a successful thought. I ponder on the successful positive thoughts. Don't ponder on those negative thoughts that you get. And it's going to take time. The more and more that you continue to do this, you practice, as you know, once you're one of the powerful strategies that I said in my last episode is when you have a negative thought, instantly write that thought down. You have to write it down. Write it down. And then say something positive against it. If that thought, whatever thought you're thinking, if it's not a positive thought, then it's a thought from the enemy. If it's not, if that thought contradicts God's word of who God says you are, then it's a thought from the enemy. If you're thinking any negative thought, it's a thought from the enemy. God thoughts are only positive. So and as time goes on, as you get better, you will, it's like you will unlock a new level, basically. And that's like on my journey, that's like where I am right now. And it's like every day I'm just unlocking levels. It's levels to it. You know, just like that, it's like it's levels to it. Yes, it is levels to it. But these levels, like, it don't got nothing to do with money, material stuff. That stuff is dead. Like for real, you don't get successful off of, you know, material stuff. That's not successful, because like your whole life, you know, I can speak from experience, because I'll be honest, like your whole life, you know, you can, you know, make it look like you have it on the outside, but truly in the inside you're not really happy, because you know you really don't got it. So, but when you really, really got it, ain't nobody gonna know you really, really got it. Only you and God gonna know you got it, because you got it on the inside. And that's where that positive thought comes in. It's all positive, pure, beautiful. Think beautiful thoughts. Think purity. You know, like, just be positive, because life is too short to be negative. You have to be positive. If the people you around, the 5 people you hang around, you are who you hang around, and they're gonna have a big influence on you. So if the people you hang around, if you, and I'm telling you, it is so crucial if you thinking positive, but it could be something as simple as your cousin. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could be anybody, it could be the closest person to you, but if they are not thinking positive, it's gonna just mess what you got going on in your head. It's just gonna mess it all up. Like, for real, like, I've been through so many experiences, like, where I learned, you know, that's why I just stay to myself, you know, because the people, that's whoever you hang around, they could interrupt your peace. They could interrupt your positivity. And I know some people, you know, it's hard to be alone, but when you're on a journey of growth, when you're trying to self-develop, when you're trying to, you know, get that success within you, and sometimes that's what it takes to be alone. Yeah, I don't want to be too long on this episode. It's just very, very simple. Positive thought is very, very powerful. It leads to emotions. It leads to generating wealth. It leads to a lot of stuff. Just like the negative thought it's a spiral. It'll lead down. You'll go down a dark hole. But just like that positive thought, you will see the light when you think positive. I know. I'm so glad these were my first 3 episodes, because it's as y'all continue to listen to my episodes, y'all will see it's in order. It's literally, you know, it's an order of how you're supposed to, you know, how you handle these things, you know. That's why I put that negative thought first, because before you can get that positive thought, you gotta get rid of that negative thought. Because how I got here to think positive all the time is like I had to get rid of them negative thoughts, you know. Like, and it's gonna, when you get to a certain level, you gonna still, that inner man, the inner man. And when I say inner man, that inner man means the enemy. You know, it's as you continue to level up in life, always when you level up, it's going to be new devils, new levels, new devils. And once you level up, right, we have to continuously unlearn the lies that the enemy has put on us, unlearn the lies that he's taught us, that these people tell us. So as every time you reach a new level, it's going to be new enemies, new lies that you have to unlearn, and you have to continuously keep learning new things. It never stops. When you hit a certain level, you know, as no matter how successful you get, you got to keep learning, you got to keep going, you got to keep fighting, you got to keep pushing, because it's somewhere always out there trying to take you down. You have to be very spiritual. It's very, very, this world is very spiritual. You know, if you think whatever you see out in the physical, that's the only thing is going on, what you can see, you lost. You got another thing coming, you know, because it's very, very spiritual. Before something hits the physical realm, it hits the spiritual realm. Everything is spiritual. But that's a topic for another episode. But it all ties back into the way you think, having that positive thought. Everything is spiritual. The way you think and the way you think, it's because it hits the spirit first, the spiritual realm. I hope this episode gave y'all some knowledge. It fulfilled y'all hearts and can give y'all hope to keep moving, keep going. Until next episode, y'all have a blessed day. Y'all stay prayed up. Keep God close to y'all. I love y'all.